Hey, you little bitch. I'm talking to you directly. I'm coming on tour, and I don't always do it, so you got to come see me, and here we go. April 15th and 16th, I will be in Louisville and Evansville. April 23rd and 24th, I will be in Tulsa and Oklahoma City. Beacon Theater, New York City, first time, May 14th. There's going to be some surprise guests there, and that's all I could say, but you do not want to miss that. And then I'm going out west. Cali, I'm finally coming to you. I'm going to be in San Diego on May 21st, and at the Wiltern Theater in Los Angeles for the first time ever on May 22nd. Everything is available right now at salvolcanocomedy.com, you little bitch.
This Friday, March 25th, the Wynn, Las Vegas, baby. We're going to be there. TT Jerry's coming on stage. April 8th, the Egyptian Room at the Old National Center in Indianapolis, Indiana. April 9th, Denver, Colorado. April 16th, Wall Street Theater, Norwalk, Connecticut. April 29th, Wind Creek Event Center in Pennsylvania. ChristyComedy.com for all the Tiki Wikis. Thank you, guys. We'll see you at the show.
Don't be a fake, don't be a flake, don't run away from your feelings, babe. Don't be afraid, don't be ashamed, don't hesitate to say, hey babe, hey babe, hey babe, hey babe, hey babe, hey.
And we'll do Elvis for Hey Babe, and then we'll do I'm Hey Babe, and then we just go right into it.
All right.
All right. So it's like she's a good girl. She loves her mom. She loves Jesus in America too. She's a good girl. She's crazy about Hey Babe. Loves horses and a boyfriend too. Now hey babe, and now hey babe. And then we'll start.
Why don't you just use that?
What?
Just use what you just did.
Yeah.
No, just that was it. You just sang the song.
I gotta like.
You don't think that's way better for people to see how the sausage is made? All right. Okay. We'll play your way.
All right. Ready?
Yeah.
She's a good girl. She loves her mama. Loves Jesus in America too. She's a good girl. She's crazy about Hey Babe. Loves horses and a boyfriend too. Now I'm hey, hey baby. Now I'm hey baby.
Oh, yeah, it's exhausting. You do that every episode?
Yes, babe, we do. Yes, we do.
You guys have a lot of rituals.
Yeah. Well, we have. That's definitely one of them.
Yeah.
But I will say, I do want to give a shout out real quick to Tom Brady, who is coming back out of retirement.
Yeah.
He said he was retiring. He's coming back now. Tom Brady won the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Oldest guy in the NFL, 43. He won it at, and it was in Tampa Bay, which was astounding. Now the people he played with the Kansas City Chiefs, and I just want to give a shout out to them. I'd be remiss if I didn't. And Patrick Mahomes, because they're a good ball club and they got a bright future ahead of them. And then of course, this year you had, Joe Burrow took a loss with the Bengals.
You're stacking two rituals on top.
Yeah,
of each other.
and then the Seahawks won, and
it's like a ritual ad read.
So I just want to give a shout out to the who won with the Seahawks.
10% of every episode is
Mahomes?
No
rituals.
I don't know sports at all.
All right, well,
It's fun. I get it.
Brady's out of retirement. It was worth mentioning.
What do you guys judge his retirement flip flop? It was like 2 weeks.
It's wild, actually. I don't
think
know.
It was fake. I think it was
You
fake.
think it was all for what? Though?
That's what Walt says. He's like, Walt's position, Walt Flanagan, his position was that he was doing it to force them to allow. He didn't want to play for the Buccaneers, so he was like, "Well, fuck you guys. I'll just retire if you don't let me play where I want." And his theory is that they held firm. They're like, "Well, then fucking retire."
Oh, so you're saying Brady's back because the Bucs called his bluff?
Bucks call. Well, that's
because
what Walt
they
said.
wouldn't let him out of a contract.
Right.
Oh, I wasn't sure of his contract situation. I thought his contract was up.
It is
I
a
have no
power
clue.
move. Retirement as like a.
Yeah.
Well, even Aaron Rodgers went back to. Not that you I know you don't, but he went back to the Green Bay Packers when he was gonna be. He was looking around. It was Steelers might have got him. We don't know what we're doing right now. We got a backup quarterback from. Let's not get into it.
I don't watch football, so none of I get lost.
Hell, we welcome our very special guest today, Brian Quinn. Chrissy D's under the weather. Brian is his notable, affable, loyal replacement all the time now.
I'm affable.
Yeah.
The unofficial mascot of No Pressure.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
I'm no pressure. Yeah, I'm actually no pressure. So I got the Taste Buds painting we got from his fan there. Joe is Veruca Salt.
Oh, it's great. They really captured the fucking grumpy sad sack look on his face.
We did a few pods yesterday and the day before. He was very salty, so he changed a bit, right? We realized that we weren't fighting enough lately. And we didn't know what it was. Because I was like,
What is he? Sorry.
no, please.
Just what is he going to do when he meets someone and falls in love and like finds that his life isn't just a misery pit 24 hours a day?
Well, that's yet to happen, so it's TBD.
I think he'll find female DeRosa though.
Oh, really?
But that isn't that like lightning? Is that gonna be like,
that's tough to
they
deal
would just
with.
nitpick everything? No, it's so funny that you called it a misery pit because he had this ditch he used to stare into when he was a kid. There was a ditch by his house, and he had no friends, and he used to go sit in the ditch and look. He used to go sit at the top of the ditch and look into it.
For real.
And so now we call it his like sad ditch.
Oh, so the misery pit was like
The misery
a
pit
real
exists.
thing. I love that famous quote, like when you stare into the abyss stares back at you.
Yeah.
I wonder if the pit stared back.
That's exactly what it
The
is.
pit was like, why the fuck is this kid coming here every day bringing me down with this bullshit?
What do you
Somebody
say?
fill me in. Like I don't want to
Like
deal with this.
the
guy.
reverse of it.
Yeah. Pennywise hangs himself in the fucking sewers. What? Was he picked on as a kid?
No, like I don't know. All of a sudden one day, DeRosa just comes out with these things that you like blow your mind. Like he never talked about that. One day he was like, "There was a ditch by my house." Like it was a construction or
It was just a ditch in Pennsylvania.
and he's like, and I spent most of my time in and around the ditch alone.
And then his parents said, as a child, he ate oysters and clams the most.
They told a story about how he made them drive him around in search of surf and turf at a young age. Or did they later say that was recent? I don't know. I got confused.
You've brought so many people to my life. You really have. But he's special, man. He's a gem.
Yeah, so what I was saying was, what was I just saying about him? Oh, so we lately, like there was like a lack of us like really going at it. It used to be much more. And I was like, is it because we've there's ebbs and flows and we've hit a string of items that maybe we are not that passionate about, or the other guy is not saying anything that's really getting under our skin. And we realized that like he started this no matter what happens, I love you chant.
Yeah.
And he wanted to diffuse things with that by starting with that because we had such bad fights that he would go home and keep them with him. So when we started that, it actually worked, and we started fighting less. So a couple days ago, yesterday, he came in and he goes, "We're going to change the chant for a little while to it's time to get salty. It's time to get salty. It's time to get salty." And then the second we're done, we say it one time. As soon as we say it 3 times the first time, he has to insult me any way he chooses immediately after that. And then we go, "It's time," and he has 30 seconds to insult me. And then right after that we go, "It's time to get salty, it's time to get salty, it's time to get salty," and then I insult him for 30 seconds. And the way that the time is up is that V who I don't think
Another producer.
Venezia, who works with us, and Pimp had pots and pans yesterday, like you know, they used to, and they would bang the pots and pans after 30 seconds, and then we'd literally go right into the battle, and we had 3 brawls yesterday.
All right. So it worked.
Yeah, it was
I'd
funny.
love for you to weigh in on DeRosa was hating on the no shoe policy in this household.
Look, here's the thing. I don't like it.
That
I
was
get
his,
it.
That was his first insult to me. He was like, "I hate your stupid no shoes policy." We all hate it.
Yeah, we I don't hate it. I get it. My problem is I have the planar fish. So every time I come to your house, it's a countdown to the pain. To the pain stuff.
I live with that as well. I have flat
Yeah.
feet.
So what? You just inflict it on everybody else?
Well, no.
My thing is like
No. I actually have slippers downstairs for guests.
that's well. My thing is like
Because I feel bad if someone doesn't expect it and they take off their shoe and there's a hole in their sock or.
Yeah, but it's like a bowling alley. Now you're just wearing somebody else's slippers all night. Like I spray it down. But you're my best friend right in the world. So it's like I feel entirely comfortable being like, look, I'm just going to leave slippers here.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's what I mean. So
people do that as
yeah.
well. Didn't you do that?
I come. here
Donato
with
brings his
slippers.
own slippers.
I've come here with slippers.
Okay,
and I
yeah,
only
yeah.
wear Crocs when I come here now.
Yes.
Because they slip right off at the door.
Okay,
So that
yeah.
is very freeing to know I can go out with Crocs on and I'm not going to get judged because I'm just
Well, you know,
driving.
but you don't wear. Do you wear shoes in your house?
No, but I don't. When guest comes in, I don't say.
Oh, really? See, I
have
don't
like
know,
4
man. You
sets of
have
slippers.
area rugs. You have, I don't know, man. I just feel like I don't understand the people
get
that
it.
don't take their shoes off. Think about And on a given day, I'm coming from an airport, let's say.
Yeah.
I go in the airport, I piss before I leave. Maybe.
No, I get
I
it.
walk in a public restroom.
Yeah.
And I walk through the parking lot, and I walk, wherever the fuck I walk, and then just walk right into my
Yeah, but
own
it's
kitchen, my own living room.
I mean, obviously, if I stood in a puddle of piss and my shoes were soaked, I'd probably throw the shoes out. But I just figure the walk through the parking lot's probably eradicate
Should no, but I think whatever's on the bottom of all of our shoes is mostly always on the bottom, and that traces of it. So, and I do believe that most of us go into public restrooms fairly frequently.
You're not
the
gonna.
train. The train is a public restroom.
It's
Yeah, so
disgusting.
you're on the train, right?
get
You're
it.
walking in the subway, on the subway floors, and on a New York City street, there's fucking piss, shit,
Yeah, but
vomit,
how far do you take it?
mud.
Because I have a friend, my friend Kim. She comes home from work. She changes. She's like, I don't even want the clothes
That's
were
what-
out there.
That's what my lady insists on all the time.
So you come home and you change.
Well, I don't wear outside clothes like in the bed.
Well, nobody does that.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're tired, I won't come in my outfit I wore and just plop down on the bed to rest over the covers or anything like that.
Oh, I'll do that.
No, we won't even we don't even want to wear
Really?
the outside clothes, especially coming off like a plane and stuff.
Planes,
like that.
forget about it. Yeah, planes are a whole.
I just
different
take it all off. But but if people do have that, then I mean, they're fooling themselves that they don't think that they're basically infecting their entire floor of the house.
Yeah, but-
then you walk on it with your socks, and then you think it's different, and then all of a sudden you jump into bed with socks on.
Yeah, but I see you in the ocean, dude, all the time.
What?
And if you take ocean water and look at it, it's like teeming with germs and life.
Is it really?
Yeah, I think it's just
Yeah, but
and you're
the
getting it in
ocean
your
doesn't-
mouth and
Yeah,
nose and
okay.
your beard. You're getting living creatures in your beard. I'm just saying, I don't look. I get it. I'm not gonna DeRosa and argue this to the death because I understand it. I get it, but
I just think it's wild for those who don't do it. I wonder what the norm is. Pimp, can you throw up a poll right now? Is your house? I'm gonna throw up a poll.
Yeah, throw it up.
Is your house a shoes off house or not? Yes or no?
Now, what do you guys think about people that eat on the subway? Because I've been watching that go down now since.
look, man. My dad drove. I know subways. My dad was a subway car driver. They are absolutely horrendous. That being said, I can eat a hot dog on a subway.
Oh, really?
Yeah, who gives a shit? I mean, I'm not gonna put it down on the seat next to me and eat from there. But if there's a hot dog stand that I'm running to make a train, I'm not gonna be I gotta do it. I don't know.
Oddly specific situation.
Well, you said eat on a train, so I just
would you choose
discussed.
to do it if you had?
Well, I'm not gonna take a date on a train and get a 5-course meal driving around, but I would
bet-
eat a sandwich
I
or
bet that's
McDonald's.
happened. I bet some romantic hipster.
Oh my God! One year, when I was young, I was 18 or so, for a Valentine's Day thing. Me and my girl at the time just took the Staten Island ferry over to a McDonald's downtown Manhattan, had McDonald's, and took it back, and it was nice.
I've eaten on the ferry. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
ferry
ferry's
beers.
nice. The ferry's awesome.
Yeah. The subway is becoming more and more odd.
That's your friend Deblasio, man.
Filthy.
He fucking ruined the city. He
Shout
drove,
out.
he drove it into
Don't
the
talk about my
fucking
friend that way.
He fucking drove the city into the ground. I mean, he was a fucking monster.
It's so funny. You tell you can say that to anybody. It's so funny. Be like, my friend.
I'll put you on the defensive immediately.
I'm gonna miss when we can't blame him in 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. I hope we can't blame him because things get turned around.
He did that bad of a job that everybody dislikes him, or is
Everybody
that just a
hated
joke?
No, he did.
His own party alike.
Dude,
I mean, I know what I know. But I wonder if the deep rooted hatred is deserved or not. I mean, it's deep rooted hatred.
I don't hate the guy. I think he damaged.
But you don't. But I feel like a lot of people hate
I've
him.
seen standing ovations as that. Deblasio's the punchline.
He's
okay, but
ruined, he
know what it
ruined
is?
New York City.
It's a fun phonetic word. It's fun. It's
Yes.
a fun word. Duh and blah, like Deblasio.
Yeah,
It's just fun to it works on multiple levels because he didn't do a job that people don't service, and it's fun to be like Deblasio. But you hear it, no matter who's in office, you'll always hear the name fucking. That's because of Giuliani.
You
That's
heard that
because
about
of whoever.
Bloomberg? What'd you hear about Bloomberg?
Bloomberg. I guess he was fairly neutral. I did hear
No,
people.
once he killed the sodas, I heard that nonstop in Queens.
Yeah, but
They got on Bloomberg's case.
sure, you're the mayor. You're always going to be. But I don't think.
Yeah,
people
you're
like
right.
Bloomberg ruined the city.
He was much more in a
No.
neutral pocket, I think.
he helped the city a lot.
He helped the city because he ran New York City like a business, which is what you have to do.
It is interesting though. Deblasio chose the name Deblasio. His real name's totally.
Oh,
you
I didn't
kidding
know
me?
that.
So it is a fun word to say. Maybe that's why he chose it.
Why would he choose De Blasio? Doesn't that mean Like,
Why would you want blah in your fake
yeah,
name?
yeah, like the Mayor Deblasio, the mayor of Blah Town.
I had lunch once with the Staten Island borough president, or the ex-borough president, and he knows Deblasio, and he swore, he goes, if you met him, you would love him. He's like,
it just doesn't know how to.
he's like, he's so nice, he's so personable, like you do like him. He's like, but his policies are just all, you can't get more wrong-headed. I mean, the guy, I don't know how. I couldn't believe he got elected a second time. That's when I gave up on politics. I was like, this fucking guy. I don't remember who's running against him, so maybe that was the case.
Yeah.
But oof, I couldn't wait for him to leave the office.
but you think he's the reason that
I think he's the reason.
Subways are no good?
I know they are, of course. What happens? You stop enforcing fucking any crimes. Like, what do you think is going to happen? Like, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
If you're like,
but COVID, I think COVID had a lot to do with the subways.
It was like that before COVID.
It was?
Yeah, it was like that before COVID.
There.
He started, all right, so like I have friends in the sanitation department. I'm sure your dad would speak to this. So like,
Yeah.
I was driving around Manhattan. This is before COVID, and I was like, what is with the piles of garbage fucking everywhere? First thing I noticed was the frozen piss. Do you remember that winter like 5 years ago?
Frozen piss.
When he decriminalized peeing in public?
Oh, yeah.
I would walk in Manhattan, and it would just, in the winter, people would pee on the walls, and it would
Piss
tunnel.
could freeze?
Oh, yeah, and it was just
But piss comes out at 98 degrees, doesn't it?
But if it's fucking 20 degrees out,
And it just stays there. It's like literally like yellow ice.
It's not yellow, but it's like it starts on the wall and it comes down. And I remember our old office on Broad Street. I would walk to it from the ferry and be like, I cannot believe how much frozen piss.
That was meant to be like an emergency situation type nod, right? Not like everyone just stopped pissing.
No, it wasn't. It was meant to decriminalize it because
for homeless.
His point of view was like, look, like if you like, you're making all these things that people have to do a crime. And it's like, it's only affecting poor people. It's not affecting rich people. So we're going to decriminalize it to make life easier on I guess, the poor people. And you're just like, but poor people have to live in piss streets too. Like, I don't understand what you mean. Like, what is, everything for him was the haves and have-nots. It was this tale of two cities.
Isn't that
bullshit.
why the plague spread? Like back in the day, everyone was just sleeping in piss.
It sounds true. I don't know. I also don't know enough about politics to even be I'm talking like I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
I know nothing.
I don't really know anything. I just know. I just know that he was the reason. Like, he cut back the garbage delivery and stuff like pickup and stuff like that.
It's weird. Every few years, there's a guy who's so fun to hate, and I don't know why.
Yeah. Well, no, I felt he fucked up the city a lot. Blasio. I do. But what are you gonna do?
So it's a misdemeanor, it says, to piss in public. Was that old piping? To be convicted of this offense means you would have to have a criminal record. Is that what a misdemeanor means? That if a misdemeanor is not trouble unless you already had a criminal record before it?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know any of this shit.
Missy Misdemeanor Elliott?
Yeah.
A minor wrongdoing. If that's all it means, then you could say someone's doing a misdemeanor at any time. It's not necessarily, it doesn't say like always in relation to like actual law.
I guess it's like a super minor crime, I guess.
Punishable less than 12 months in prison or in jail is misdemeanor.
That sounds, 11 months in prison doesn't sound like a misdemeanor to me.
No, I don't think you would get that today. I like Adams. You guys like Adams? I like Adams, the new mayor. Yeah,
I'm still feeling it out.
Kind of want to get a drink with him.
Yeah, I'm still feeling out.
Oh, that'd be
He
fun.
seems like a cool guy.
Yeah,
That's for sure. I
Yeah.
saw him with a fedora on, and he looked very fashionable.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
We'll have to invite him on.
Oh man, he'd probably do something fun like that. I like him.
Cool.
You know,
My friend got arrested for not arrested. He got a summons in New Jersey for peeing one night after we were walking from a bar back to like a beach house.
you got a ticket?
Yeah, he got ticketed. 2 of them.
Well, one kid I went to college with, he peed in a school zone, and they charged him as a pedophile. Like he had to register. Yeah,
That's a trumped up charge.
Come
well,
on.
well, it's also the same as like when little kids in high school send each other photos. If they get caught, that's CP. You can't.
But even if they're little kids already?
Yeah.
Wait, I don't mean like
What?
graphic images. You mean like if 2 kids are 16.
Anything that you would not want to be like in possession.
Right,
of.
but I don't mean it in the most cynical way. Like you mean like a young relationship?
Even if it's like healthy for adults.
What happens with that? Like, what happens if a girl, let's say, is dating a guy and they're a year apart,
I think.
and then one becomes of age?
I think there's like clauses in laws.
Yeah,
for
because
that.
if you think It has to be, because if you think about it, nobody's the same age. So any relationship coming out from younger to older is going to fall into the effects of that.
I remember a few years ago, like there was this crazy story on the local news, like on Fox 5, that all these Connecticut kids got charged because they like one girl was dating a guy, send him a photo, send another guy a photo, and then they spread it around their friend groups, and they all were in possession.
And it circulated.
And it hit the news, and I was like, that's a thing I never thought of.
Oh, I think I might have remembered this, like maybe like 10 years ago or
It might
something
have been like
that.
6 years ago now.
Okay, I remember one a while back too with that exact thing. Like someone sent out one pic and it spread around the whole school, and then everyone got in like a ton of trouble.
I mean, it's so confusing because they're doing that, and then they're making the kids watch Euphoria. So
right.
it's like, what do you want?
Wow.
I haven't watched Euphoria, but I heard it's like wild.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
My little sister watches. I don't know.
I heard my nieces watch it. I'm so upset with that.
I'm embarrassed to say that
It's
I fell
insanely
into,
graphic, right?
Is it? Is it?
I heard from here that it all got our nieces to watch this.
It feels like Degrassi with sex scenes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
With Zendaya does sex scenes?
Apparently, I'm not watching it.
She's on Euphoria?
Yeah.
She's the lead.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised by that. Talk to me about. Have you heard of this show, Emily in Paris?
Why have I heard of that? I have heard of it. Who told me about that? What's up, everybody? Let's talk Lucy for a second. Look, we're all adults here, and I know some of us choose to use nicotine to relax, focus, or just unwind after a long day. I mean, we could all agree that's no surprise. Lucy is a modern oral nicotine company that makes nicotine gum, lozenges, pouches for adults who are looking for the best, most responsible way to consume their nicotine. It's a new year. Kind of, we're in now. We're getting approaching spring now. It's going to be a new season. Why not start the new season by switching to a new nicotine product that you can feel good about if you're already a nicotine user? I actually want to give it to one of my family members who will remain nameless because I would rather they use Lucy than smoke the way they do. And if if I can get them to try something new, why not? If you enjoy using nicotine, you should definitely check out Lucy's products at lucy.co, not co. That's lucy.co, and use promo code BABE at checkout. Also, I have to read this disclaimer. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Remember, if you're interested in a better way to use nicotine, visit lucy.co and be sure to use that promo code BABE. Ka-ching! What is that sound, babes? It's the sound of another sale on Shopify, the all-in-one commerce platform to start, run, and grow your business. Okay, Shopify gives entrepreneurs the resources once reserved for big business, so upstarts, startups, and established businesses alike can sell everywhere, synchronize online and in-person sales, and effortlessly stay informed. Scaling your business is a journey of endless possibility. Believe me, this podcast started out selling merch recently, and we're not stopping there. We are going to evolve this plan, and we are going to use Shopify to. I think I really want. Chris is not here right now, but I'm going to talk to him about what we could do to actually use everything that they have to offer. Like the old Hey Babe, Shopify powers millions of businesses from first sale to full scale. Reach out to customers online and across social networks with an ever-growing suite of channel integrations and apps, including Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, integrated into all those. Synchronize your online and in-person sales. Gain insights as you grow with detailed reporting of conversion rates, profit margins, and beyond. That is one of the most important things you can do for your business. If you're not keeping track of those types of things, you do not know how you're scaling. You do not know how you're growing. You don't know what kind of profit you're turning over. I was a small business owner in my life, and I had to learn that, and I learned it the hard way. And look, more than a store, Shopify grows with you. Go to shopify.com/heybabe, all lowercase, for a free 14-day trial and get full access to everything that Shopify has, their entire suite of features. Grow your business with Shopify today. Go to shopify.com/heybabe. Again, heybabe is all lowercase. Right now, shopify.com/heybabe. Who told me about that? I don't know. I have heard of it.
So this is okay. So this is Emily in Paris, and okay, no, this is all right.
No, we might get flagged for the music.
Okay. So, Darren Star made it. That makes so much sense. That's Phil Collins' daughter, by the way.
Oh,
Emily?
Yeah, the Emily is her last name's Collins. It's Phil Collins' daughter. I found out. And all I kept hearing about the show, because it won a bunch of awards and it was pissing people off, because they were like, how is something so slight winning all these awards? And, you know, and look, you could look at this and you're like, this is not something Brian Quinn will ever watch.
Right.
Yeah. What?
And then the other day I was walking through my living room and it was on. All right.
And you don't say you got sucked in.
It was the 7th episode of Emily in Paris. I don't even know how I ended up on the TV.
You're kidding me, dude.
So I sat down.
Oh, I can't even. I'm watching it. I'm like, no way.
I am telling you. I started watching the 7th episode of Emily in Paris. And before the episode was over, I was like, well, what happens? And then I started watching the next episode. And before I knew it,
you're shitting me.
I was all in on Emily in Paris.
With no sound. Wait, was that lady nude?
Yeah. No, it's like a Disneyfied. It's not Disney. It's a Disneyfied Sex in the City. Like, dude, like
Oh no.
Like
I'm watching
telling
it
you.
without words. I'm like, no way.
What is it that is alluring to you?
It is funnier than it should be.
Okay.
And it knows what it is.
But funny for the good reasons
Okay.
or bad reasons?
No, funny, legitimately funny.
Legit.
Like that guy with the guy to the left there with the hair.
Yeah.
Is really funny on the show, and that guy is awesome. Like the guy, people she works with are really funny. And then it's so like I didn't even finish this episode, right? But like she was running this big party. She's running this big party. Okay, and she had a movie star
running it. What is her?
She's like, I'm not even clear because I only started on the 7th episode. And I haven't even gone back yet, but I fully intend to go back and watch all of Emily in Paris, and the clothes are to die for. So she finally gets a big break, and I guess she's like an event planner, and she's running this.
Oh, she's not a child.
No, she goes.
Oh, it looks like she's a child.
No, she
like
has
almost like Emily in the big, like Home Alone 2.
No, she moves from Chicago to Paris for her dream job. This is what I've been able to pick up.
Okay.
And she's having all these adventures in Paris, and they shoot it in Paris, so it looks great, and the fashion's all like on point. And
since when in your life have you ever said the fashion's really good, the fashion's on point? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about
I never
Emily in
have
Paris.
heard you mention fashion in our lives.
On point.
I love it.
Why do you have a fashion opinion?
He's having a renaissance.
Because I'm watching Emily in Paris.
You're appreciating the fashion,
loving it.
Since when?
Loving the
That's
outfits.
wild, dude.
I'm telling
you. I can't even understand these words coming out of your mouth. Never has he ever commented on, spoken about, cared about, alluded to anything having to do with fashion anytime in our entire lives.
Yeah, I'm into it now. I'm like, I watch the outfits they wear, and I'm like, wow, who makes that? Like, I'm like, how
it's so fashion forward that it's actually catching your eye.
Yes.
Okay.
They look like they're dressed in candy. You're just like, it looks amazing.
That feels like Sex in the City, I think.
Right, but it's not as like, you know, Sex in the City was like, you know, it was his own beast. This is a little more like, I don't know, man. I was kind of getting into it. So wait. So she got the ability to run this party, right? And like, there was a celebrity there, and she's wearing a $2 million watch on the red carpet.
Okay.
And like, I don't know what happens, but it's this type of show where she
comedy. It's comedy.
It's funny. It's funny. It's like and like, so I don't think it's a comedy, but they weave it in. So someone comes up to her with a clipboard because now she's in charge, and it's just like, you just need to sign here, and she's signing. And they're like, well, what for? What? She's like, what's this for? She's like, oh, it's insurance. Somebody's got to sign for the insurance for the watch, right? And walks away. Now, it's the type of show where I haven't seen what happens yet, but I can only imagine that
she's on the hook for the watch.
She's on the hook for two and a half. But it's also the type of show where at the end of the show, she'll have solved. Like, it'll be she'll owe $2.5 million for the episode, and by the end, it'll be washed out in some wacky.
Oh,
way.
really?
Yeah. See, look at the fashion. Look at this. You're telling me you don't notice these outfits? Look at this.
Yeah, I think it's very apparent that they want you to. Yeah.
Well, they got
it's
me.
Paris. It's Emily in Paris.
It's
yeah.
Emily in
every
Paris.
single outfit. Now that you say it, every single one was like, oh wow, they.
You know
really
what would be
dressed up.
amazing
Okay.
to see you two at Fashion Week in New York.
I would go. I'd fucking do
Oh
it.
my God, you have to go.
I would do
You
it.
have to go.
So
You wouldn't tell from me, but I'm into fashion. I like fashion. Yeah, I don't represent it on this podcast or really on television. But I do. I have clothes downstairs that I wish I could wear, but I don't wear them. And I have a little handle on everything.
You're seeing it.
Yeah, but it's also like when I'm at like my goal weight, I get more fashionable.
Okay.
But when I'm like not at my goal weight, it's more like athleisure and t-shirts and stuff
It's
like
about
that.
getting through life.
Yeah, but my goal weight I haven't been in a couple of years. My goal weight at 155.
Yeah, I can't look, man. I'm in Emily in Paris.
Guys, I was 155 as a sophomore in high school.
Oh.
I threw that out to go way under, and I'm very delighted that none of you laughed at it.
Well, I support your dreams.
Yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. That's an ascot. Who's the guy on the right? He looks familiar. Is that Lil Nas X?
I don't think it's Lil Nas X.
Is that Gerard Carmichael?
I don't know. He's super. He's fun. Like these two guys. Like that's her boss, and they work with those two. That whole office staff is excellent.
Looks like Lederman in the back.
It does.
I wish it.
Do you know? I was
I thought you were talking about Annie Letterman.
Oh no.
How is
Okay.
Annie doing? You talk to Annie? Annie?
Yeah, she's doing well.
She's awesome.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's out in LA for forever.
I was always a big fan of hers.
Yeah, she's good. What was I gonna say? All right, so I have something similar, right? So all of a sudden, out of nowhere, like a year ago, from all angles, people would tell me to watch a certain show on Netflix, and it came originally from my nieces, so I was suspect. But then I heard friends talking about it, and then my dad is like, "Oh, you got to watch it." I watched the whole thing, and then her friends mentioned it, and it was called Outerbanks.
Outerbanks.
Yeah, and it looked like this immediately upon looking. It looked for me like not for me.
Okay.
Cheesy. It's like teen angsty kind of like murder mystery. Not murder mystery, but like it's a thriller. It's like a thriller series, but it's of like, you know, maybe teens, 20-year-olds.
Okay.
And you could look at it and see exactly what it is right away. And I'm like, I don't think this is gonna. It almost plays to me like a network nighttime soap,
Yeah.
or something like that. I don't know how to describe it, but you know, it's teen shit. You know what I mean? It looks
Yeah.
like that. You know.
It's like Action One Tree Hill.
Yes.
Okay, I'm into it.
And apparently there's like, you know, there's a mysterious death and someone doesn't know who did it. And it might be related. I don't know because I only watched the first few episodes.
Yeah.
But I watched it and I was like, yeah, it's all right. But it's like at the end of the day, it's like it feels very like Dawson's Creek-ish to me.
And if you don't like Dawson's Creek, then it's got nothing to do with
I
it.
watched a few episodes. I'm like, all right. But then I was like, yeah, but still, it's kind of like corny a little bit still.
Do you?
But everyone raved about
raves
this
about
thing.
it.
You could see with the no words. You know what it is?
Yeah,
It
you
looks like
kind
one
of
of
get
those
what
like
it is.
teen movies. Like,
Part of me feels like if it didn't have the Netflix logo, no one would ever swear by it.
right.
Oh, really? Really? You think Netflix? I thought people were like rebelling against Netflix because they keep dropping the ball on things.
Well,
I mean, the price keeps going up. It's $20 now.
I know. This was like came out a couple of years ago, and I think there's a couple of seasons, so even maybe more than that. What I think happens is, if you put something on Netflix, eventually people are going to click on it, and they're going to find they're like, I need something new to watch. Oh, here's a new show.
Sure.
Let's watch it. You know, so it kind of like.
It is funny that your
Funnels.
dad watches this.
Yeah.
I know. My dad does watch a lot of TV, and it was also pandemic.
Oh yeah.
So like he was going through series like crazy. But my dad gets hooked with any little like
Yeah.
cliffhanging stuff. Or
Would he watch Emily in Paris and let me know what he thinks?
Ooh.
You know, now I think I remember when I hearing this. I think Jim Gaffigan maybe told me he said that maybe Emily in Paris, because it's ringing a bell where like they were like his family was watching it as kids or whatever, and he was like, no way. And then he sat down and he was immediately hooked. He said, and it was one of those shows, and I think it might have been Emily in Paris.
It could be, dude. I don't even know how. Like I think
I
you know
don't see
Netflix
it.
will just auto start things.
I don't see it.
Like
yeah.
I think it just went, and I was, I was you.
I got a new show to talk about. Continue.
No, I was gonna say I was you 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I was like Emily in Paris. I'm not watching this, and now
Let me ask you a question.
I'm trying to find time to watch.
Are you high?
Am I high right now?
No, when you're watching it.
No, I don't
Okay,
think
so
I was.
it's a real assessment then. It's not a high assessment.
It's. I know what I'm saying.
Okay.
I understand. I know how. It's like, I'm putting myself out
there's
there.
been movies I've seen high, and I was
Yeah,
like,
no.
how is this not right under like you know, on the AFIs?
Yeah.
You know, like this is Citizen Kane and then Lego
Yeah.
Movie, right? And then I'll come to, and I'll always be like, I'll never go back and watch it. And I'm like, I always wonder if that movie is as amazing as I thought it was because I was high.
What movies are you ashamed that you love?
Like overall over my life, like
One that you'd keep secret. You'd want to keep secret that you love it.
well, you know, I'd probably watched William Hurt's Lost in Space more than I should have in life. Isn't that funny? Like I always like.
I don't even know if I've seen that. And he just passed, right?
He just passed. That's what made me think of him. Because
Shout out Bill Hurst.
Not the series. He made a version of the movie back in the day. It's H-U-R.
Oh.
Yeah, Hearst is, that's like the bad guy on Deadwood. Right? William Hurt?
Oh, Hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Hurt. Yeah.
Okay,
Hurt.
so 98, I saw this in theaters, and every few years, I'll just rewatch it. It's not a good movie,
I don't even know if I've heard of it.
but
Wow.
I'll watch it every few years, and I'll be like, all right. I don't know. It's
I
like
don't
this
remember
weird
this
thing.
one at all.
Yeah, it's not that great.
What do you love about it?
Dude, I don't know. I think it's familiar to me, so every few years I'll just watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like what I don't really know, because if I don't, what movie do I like that's a guilty pleasure?
Mine is Gremlins 2.
But that's
Gremlins isn't a
great.
guilty pleasure. That's a fucking straight up great movie.
Oh, you know what? Attack of the Killer Tomatoes too.
Okay. All right, but that I don't know
But
if
it's
that
meant to be
It's
camp.
meant to be bad. Yeah.
Right.
You think Gremlins 2 is a guilty pleasure?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, I think it's like
It's out there. I mean,
Especially
Yeah.
nowadays, people have no idea. You know, at the other night in front of the cellar, someone went up to young girls online and said, "Do you know the comic that's on stage right now, Dave Chappelle?" And they said, "Who is that?"
wow.
yeah, it's
So it's starting to become-
I've heard young kids be like, I don't know what Wu-Tang is.
It's starting to become like
Yeah.
Gremlins 2 might be so buried in Netflix's world. You know what I mean? Like people
Maybe.
don't know it.
Gremlins 1 is a Christmas movie, right? To me,
Yeah, Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Gremlins 2. We shoot by the Clamp building.
Oh yeah.
We shoot in an office around there all the time, and I park at the Clamp building, and I always get excited when I do it. Like how at the end that fucking thing came out of the ground and he just walked out. Clamp. I love Gremlins.
Why did those
too.
fun movies die?
I need to rewatch that. So they were saying they were going to make another Gremlins for years and years and
They're
years.
doing
Right?
it to cartoon now. Yeah,
Oh, I need a
Secrets of the
live action,
Mogwai.
man.
Yeah, of course, especially while what's his name still alive.
And not CGI either. You know, not CGI. Like, what are they doing? They're doing another movie now again. Well, they might do Ralph again. And was it going to be CGI or a puppet?
No, that would be puppet. Yeah, they're
Okay.
doing Alf. They're rebooting Alf. How great is that?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did it
Have
only
you-
run 2 seasons originally?
Four.
Four,
seasons.
okay.
Yeah, plus
Yeah.
2 animated series and the movie. They wrap it all up.
Wow.
I-
Yeah.
A movie was published,
They did it was a made-for-TV movie.
but they showed it.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it was like a long episode.
It was it was made as a movie. That's it. Project Alf, where like the alien, the government was trying to get him or something like that.
I don't know if I remember that, but I remember the ending where like the spaceship was coming down to get him.
Yes, and Project Alf picks up on that
I
thread.
feel like Alf doesn't get his credit for the whole alien genre really existing. He's fun E.T.
It's crazy that Alf is not more popular. I agree, or there hasn't been a
It's
proper.
wild.
Yeah,
It was it was like took over the world when he was out for us, for kids anyway.
I mean-
and actually adults liked it too. It was for both.
Him and Ernest put up numbers in the 90s.
Ernest, man, come on. That first Ernest movie is so good. Ernest Goes to Camp, right? I remember being obsessed with that when I was a kid. And then
Ernest Goes to Africa.
Yeah, then
Oh
he just
my God.
we gotta watch Ernest Goes to Africa.
Oh,
holy shit!
How many faux pas you think are in that
Oh
movie?
god, this is
We should
great.
97.
Ernest scared stupid Ernest. I know there was Ernest Goes to Jail, right?
Ernest Goes to
But
Camp
look-
was the first one, right? Then Ernest Goes to Jail. Ernest Saves Christmas.
Yeah. We should
What
go
was
on.
his character again? Was it Mr. Bean?
He passed away too. This guy.
Yeah, Varney, right?
What was
Yeah.
his bit? He was just clumsy. I forget.
No,
I think I first saw him in a commercial,
that's what he started.
and then
out
it, like
as.
they yanked it and made it. What was the
Hey, Vern.
commercial? Yeah, what was the commercial
I don't
for?
remember. Well, yeah, let's. Oh, God.
Ernest Goes to Africa is so ill.
It was shot in Africa.
No.
Look at that. The film was shot entirely in South Africa.
Holy
Wow.
So he went for a certain cultural reality.
shit. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, what's the plot?
Here's the plot.
While attempting to fix a woman's car at a local garage, we got to find out what movie he was in as well. I mean, what commercial campaign?
Okay.
While attempting to fix a woman's car at a local garage, Ernest P. Worrell accidentally causes the car to get crushed, which results in his termination. He goes to a local restaurant and asks his crush, Renee Loomis, to go on a date with him. He is turned down by her because she wants to date somebody more adventurous. Ernest decides to buy her a gift to show her that he really cares for her. He goes to a flea market where he buys 2 jewels, unaware that they are eyes of the Igoli, stolen from the Sinkatutu tribe in Africa by a runaway named Mr. Rabas, who is being chased by 2 henchmen of Prince Kazim. He is cornered by the men but rescued by a man named Thompson and his strong African bodyguard Bazoo. This is wild.
I cannot believe this is the plot of an Ernest
This is
movie.
all over the place. Like just that plot. It's like what?
And the budget was
Who cares?
$900K.
Wow.
They shot in Africa on less than $1 million?
How's that? Threatening to kill him if he does not tell him so. Ernest's ordeal is he's just like a blubbering, lovable blubbering. He fumbles into problems and solves them.
Yeah, nice guy.
Wow. I mean, there's got to be so many things like, ooh, that didn't age well in that movie.
There are, but I bet you that
Today's day and age, even the poster for it is like
wearing that mask.
Oh
At least he's not in blackface. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they didn't do that.
Could have worse.
I mean, there's really not a character like Ernest anymore, right? Like,
Well, we've deleted
Mr. Bean?
like Mr. Magoo
Mr.
type.
Mr. Magoo?
Yeah, but that ended in the 90s.
No, but like live action, yeah. It does not-
what if you and I went to
but Medea?
Warner Brothers?
I don't know.
Oh, Medea's a good
Is she like
example.
no, but she's not
no,
that.
she's not like
Not that, but it's an example of a character-driven, like they're making movies based around the fictional character, which
Yeah.
is kind of cool.
James Varney. So he died. Oh, wow. At this point, he died 22
Yeah,
years
he died
ago.
of like cancer or something, right?
shit.
What if we went to Warner Brothers? Oh, he died at 50. Yeah, I think he died of cancer.
Lung
What if
cancer.
we go to Warner Brothers, right? And we're like, look, we want to create two characters of the Ernest thing for you and I to do.
Ooh.
And just be like, we'll make like $2 million fucking movies, you know what I mean? And just do like that sort of thing.
But who was this audience? Because back then,
I was this audience.
right? But back
Me
then,
too.
this audience was for kids. But was it also for grown-ups?
Potheads.
Yeah, I think as it went along, like they started leaning into that sort of thing.
But this now, I don't know if that it has to be the version of whatever that is now. But I don't know
Well, what's
who's it for if we do
Like
it.
Adult Swim?
just
people?
for us.
You think that's Adult Swim? I don't think that's that
No,
keen.
because he's not making fun of himself in
Right.
that genre. It's sincere, which is why Ernest worked. Like we'd have to either care enough to do it sincerely.
Right, but sincerely is we already know because I think
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't.
How about this? How come we haven't done a movie like Impractical Jokers Meets Frankenstein, or something like that? Like how come? Like we've talked about it over the years, where it's just like
Yeah, didn't we talked about that idea? No,
Yeah.
or did we not?
I think we talked about.
On
We've
the
definitely
recent-
talked
not
about
too
it.
recently.
Oh, on a podcast.
No, not too recently. We were discussing like if we did a movie again.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to do a hidden camera erotic thriller.
Oh yeah, that's
I was fucking super high one night and I started texting him and I was like, what about like a hidden camera erotic thriller? Like nobody has
I
done
love
that.
the idea. I
Yeah.
absolutely love it.
I love it.
I think that we should put a bunch of wild ideas together. Like this is
Yeah.
one, that's one, and then just bring it to him and be like, pick one.
But us meeting like the old Abbott and Costello, like
Yeah.
Oh my
it would be
God.
so funny, man.
I'd love
I was
that.
talking to Nick about it when he was in town. We were like, what? Like just that says Impractical Jokers Meet Frankenstein. Impractical Jokers fucking I don't like you know what I mean? Like it would
The
be
Abbott
so
and Costello is so. I mean, they're genius.
Yeah.
Like, it's like so hard to. We don't want to do like impression of that, right? It's like
well, you want to do it in the spirit of it. You don't
Right.
want to rip it off, but like that's the idea. Like we're playing ourselves. We're like I think the plot of that movie was like Dracula shipped Frankenstein to the United States, and like Abbott and Costello opened it by accident, and that was it. Oh, I forgot he was in Toy Story.
what was his Guys, I love DoorDash. DoorDash came into my life only a couple of years ago, and I think it's the best thing ever because for places in my town and near my hood that do not deliver, I'd either have to go there for takeout or go there to eat. And now with DoorDash, those things are delivered right to my door. I utilize it all the time. You know, when I don't want to cook, I'm just like, what do I want to get? Usually I have to go in my drawer and I have to look up what menus I have sitting there and order from like the same 5 or 6 places. DoorDash, I download the app, I put in my zip, and all of a sudden there are 50 to 60 places that will deliver food. It opens up a whole new world. What do you want to eat tonight? Maybe you want a home cooked favorite, but you don't feel like going to the store, or you want something exciting and new, but it would be great to just stay in. That's another thing when you don't want to go out. DoorDash connects you with everything you want, whenever and however you want it. Get what you want to eat right now, right to your door with DoorDash. Along with the restaurants you love, you can now get groceries, which I haven't tried yet, but I can't wait, and other essential items delivered with DoorDash. You can get drinks, snacks, and other household items in under an hour. Okay? Craving late night ice cream, forgot the one key ingredient for dinner, this thing will save you, okay? Or maybe you just want to stock up for something during the week. You can all do it. You can do it on on the app with everything. There's 300,000 partners. You can support your neighborhood go-tos or choose from national restaurants too. They have like things like Popeyes, Cheesecake Factory, even Chipotle on there. Ordering is easy, and your items will be left safely outside your door when you choose contactless delivery drop-off. For a limited time, our listeners can get 25% off and 0 delivery fees on their first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter code HeyBabe. So that's 25% off, up to $10 in value, and 0 delivery fees on your first order. So get that first meal out of the way when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store and enter code HeyBabe. Don't forget, that's code HeyBabe for 25% off your first order with DoorDash, subject to change. Terms apply. Kiddies, let's talk about Coinbase because Chrissy D loves this thing. He got into crypto recently. I have not yet, but I want to, and I'm nervous. And I think Coinbase is kind of a user-friendly thing that I can dip a toe in with. Do you identify like me as crypto curious? If you've ever thought about entering the world of cryptocurrency, but you felt overwhelmed, Coinbase makes learning to buy and sell pretty simple. Coinbase offers a trusted and easy-to-use platform. You can buy, sell, and spend your cryptocurrency on it. They support the most popular digital currencies on the market. So all those ones that you know, all your faves, are all compatible with Coinbase, and they make them accessible to everyone. They offer portfolio management and protection. They offer learning resources and a mobile app so you can trade securely and monitor your crypto all in one place right there on your phone. Millions of people in over 100 countries trust Coinbase with their digital assets. Man, I got to get on board with this. Millions of people over 100 countries.
Let's go.
I'm crypto curious, and I think I'm going to take the dive. Whether you're looking to diversify, like we said, or just getting started, or searching for a better way to use and access the crypto markets, start today with Coinbase. So for a limited time, of course, new users can get $10 in free Bitcoin when you sign up today at Coinbase.com/HeyBabe. Sign up at Coinbase.com/HeyBabe for $10 in free Bitcoin, which if there's any indicator, I should have done that 10 years ago. I could have been living on the moon right now with the money I made. The offer is limited for a limited time only, so be sure to sign up today. You know it. It's Coinbase.com/HeyBabe. Yeah, let's see what that is. But let's see what that guy's commercial came from. I think it was, if we can guess, what do you think it was? Was it a food product or was it like?
That would have been like a hardware store. Or
yeah,
something like
right?
That, right?
Yeah.
He's big on that. He's almost like, do you know who Mike Rowe is?
Of course.
Dirty Jobs.
Yeah.
I fucking love Mike
Yeah.
Rowe. His show restarted again. I couldn't be happier. He reminds me of like a comedic Mike Rowe, but if you watch Mike Rowe, he's the comedic Mike Rowe. I don't know why that guy's not he should be in movies and shit like that. I love that guy.
Collection of advertising from 83 to 2000. Wait, so did he create a character that multiple brands used to advertise? So he was already a character and they hired his character to be brand ambassador?
I believe so.
I didn't know that at all.
Oh my God. His last words.
Oh man. Please
What,
leave the window open.
Interesting thing to say.
Yeah.
I don't think everyone gets last words.
No, because you never know. You never know that they're going to be your last words.
Wow. That's a downer.
Yeah, I know.
So what were the commercials?
Let's see. I'm trying to find it. There's like a catalog of them for some reason.
Well, it's in the Wikipedia. It doesn't just say.
No, it didn't say commercials on there.
Like the character. There's got to be a Wikipedia for the
Early
character,
career.
right? Ernest. Hey Vern, it's Ernest was a TV series. All right.
Yeah, but that didn't come first.
Ernest Goes to Camp was the first one. That I remember seeing in theater.
It grows 23 million in 1987.
Okay. He was go up. I'm sorry, but there he was. All right. Ernest commercials for Convenient Food Mart during the 80s.
Oh, Convenient Food Mart. I worked there for 5 years.
Get out of here.
Yeah, from 14 to 19 years old.
Where
I
the
worked
fuck
there.
was there a Convenient Food Mart on
There
Staten
still
Island?
is. The one I worked in is still there.
Is that the one with the orange sign and the
Yeah,
C?
yeah.
Oh.
No, see, he's doing commercials all over. He's doing local spots.
So Vern was his thing. He's like, you can come and get me and Vern to do your commercials.
But there was no Vern, right?
There was no Vern. He was always just
He would
talking
talk to Vern.
Yeah, hey Vern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was he a comic?
It said he was a comedian at the top.
Okay.
I remember seeing Ernest Goes to Camp with my cousin Kevin at the UA on Staten Island and just fucking loving it, thinking it was like the greatest thing of all time.
Know what I mean? Go up a little bit. He says his catchphrase was, no, a little bit higher. There was something that said his catchphrase. Yeah, a little higher. Right there. Know what I mean? Know what I mean, Vern? Know what I mean, Vern? At this point in 1980, his first commercial featuring the character advertised an appearance by the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders at an amusement park in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Wow. To go from local commercials of going, you know what I mean, Vern, to 8 movies.
Yeah, he was a cultural phenomenon.
I wonder what his net worth was at that time.
I mean, if he's making part 7 for less than $1 million, it's probably not. He's probably not over the top.
Right. Oh, right. The movie itself, right? Is that a picture of him? That can't be a picture of him.
Oh my God, is that him? That can't
that
be
doesn't
him.
even look like him.
He was so thin.
Was that him?
I don't know.
That can't be. That's just not him. End of life. What a depressing thing to write, bud.
Jim Varney.
No, that's not him.
Oh, that's all right. So go up a little bit. That's him when he was older. Wow.
He looks cool still.
I think it said $12 million.
It did say 12 million.
I buy that. He did commercials and stuff like that.
12 mil.
That's a lot of money.
And that's in
that's when he
1990s.
passed 22 years ago. 12 million 22 years ago today. What is it?
Let's go. A lot of inflation.
$12 million in the year 2000.
The year 2000.
Wait, $12 million today is worth $12 million.
Oh, sorry. Stoner.
Yeah. 25 million.
That's a fucking hell of a lot of money.
That's a lot of money, dude.
If I had $25 million, I wouldn't be worried about anything.
Yeah,
Right?
I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't be worried about anything. But they do say like the more you make, the more like you jab to that lifestyle, and then you don't.
Succession had the best line about money. Where what's his name? The best guy, Tom. Is like
Tom
Greg
Wamsgans?
Greg came into $5 million, and he's like, Greg, he's like, that's the worst rich. He goes, you're too rich to care about working, but not rich enough to stop working. And I was like, oh my God, that's so depressing. I was like, $5 million isn't enough.
When did Greg come into $5 million from his grandfather?
It was like, yeah, it was something to do with the.
He got it. I didn't know that he capitalized on $5 million.
There was some offer he got, where he got $5 million, and like Tom just ripped it down. He's like, it's the worst type of.
Remember,
rich.
there was a scene in where they were talking to Kendall, and they were going to buy him out. And he's like, just take your $2 billion and just and they said $2 billion like it was nothing. And I didn't have a general. I knew that they were like massive because they're based on.
Yeah.
I knew they were like the family maybe had a net worth, but the way they threw around $2 billion, you were like, oh my God. That was like go away money.
And it was like an annoyance to him.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not taking that and going.
$2 billion.
I'm like, what is the point of life?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Are we
We're about like 40 minutes, 45 minutes.
okay? You gotta go a little further. So I actually did want to tell you about a show I started watching last night. Ryan suggested it to me, and you might have heard of it. It's an Apple original. It's Ben Stiller is the director and co-executive producer.
Oh, he texted me about this.
And I forget the name of the guy.
Severance?
Severance.
Is it like you're talking like it's like Emily in Paris good?
I watched last night the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
I'm all in.
Really?
Like I can't wait till like I get home tonight from where I got to go so I can watch another episode. It is so far so really
Really?
good.
I don't know anything about it. So,
I didn't either.
Yeah.
So I watched it cold.
Oh man, the plot sounds crazy.
I know. I watched it
But
cold.
it's Adam
Adam Scott.
Yes. He's great, man. I never saw Party Down.
Oh,
And
Party
everybody's
Down's
like,
great.
you got to watch Party
Party
Down.
Down's
right?
so funny.
Yeah, I know Johnson's like excited about it because there's something about a commercial in it where people keep trying to make him say a commercial he did when he was a little kid.
Yeah, I think
And
he was
it's
a
so
star.
humiliating or something.
Yeah.
And now he does parties.
Yeah, it's good. It's just about bartenders for hire that work like little parties. They're like bartenders for hire or whatever. Like they're in a catering company.
I got to get into that. I'll work my way through Emily and then I'll jump into Severance.
So Severance, no spoilers, because you still don't know what it's
I
about.
know nothing.
Yeah, I mean, but even me, like I still don't have a full handle on what it's about. But the general concept, which you understand nearly immediately, it's not like a big spoiler, is that they sign over the permission for them to undergo a surgery, I guess, where they sever their work life and their home life.
Oh wow!
And they don't remember. They will not remember what's going on in each.
Okay.
So they report to work, and then the transformation happens, and they go into work, and then they don't even know necessarily what they're doing.
Oh, all right.
And
That sounds
then
pretty
when
cool.
when they come out of work, they go back into their real life and they have no idea what's going on in their work life. And they call like the innies and the outies. Their outie self is living life, and their innie self is in work.
Wow.
I have 100
sounds
theories
horrible.
within 2 episodes, but
Okay.
it's like that. You're like, oh, it's one of those ones where you're like, I bet you this or this.
You
or
don't
this.
know what their job is. You don't know what their job is.
Not yet. It's
okay.
I think it's alluded to that. I don't want to give anything away.
Okay,
I don't wanna
if
give anything
you
away.
found out that was going, I actually wrote a script when I was 20 or 22. That was about a guy. I think I wrote it with Kevin James in mind. Who's like a kind of like a schlubby dude. No offense to Kevin James, and he found out that, like, I guess now you would cast. He was where James Bond went to hide when he wasn't being James Bond. So the government had a button that they hit. And it basically, he would turn into like Chris Pine, and he would go and he would be a super agent. But something went wrong in the procedure, and they pressed the button, and he didn't turn from Kevin James to Chris Pine. He saw Chris Pine. He was the only one that could see him, so he was like a ghost. But he wouldn't transform, but he had access to Chris Pine's personality in another person. So the government was like, well, you're the only one, like Chris Pine's the only one that can defeat this guy. So it's about Kevin James and Chris Pine, whoever it was at the time, going on this like James Bond mission. And like the whole time it's just Chris Pine telling him how to be a spy. And it was like a buddy
I
comedy.
can see that as a broad comedy.
Yeah, it was a buddy comedy.
Yeah.
I wrote the whole script. I got to find it somewhere. Yeah. So it sounds like that sort of kind of thing.
Unfortunately,
is that what Chuck was?
this show came out, and it is that with no ghost.
Right. Well, the ghost is the thing.
Oh, is that Zachary? Who is that? Levi?
I watched Chuck.
Levi?
This was the beginning of him. I think.
Oh, yeah. I remember him at that age. So, yeah, we met him back then when he was on Chuck. We met him.
Yeah.
He was dancing on stage. We walked into a party at the Comic-Cons.
Oh.
And he recognized
I wasn't
Joe.
there. You guys went to
Joe
that
had
party.
spoke to him, and he like waved, and then years later, like 2 years ago, he was Shazam, and he was on Mrs. Maisel, and we had to do some promo work with him, and met him again. Really cool guy.
So nice, dude. I love Chuck.
him.
He was going to start up his whole movie company, right?
He moved to Texas. Yeah, he said he was
Yeah.
telling us he bought like a farm in Texas, or
Yeah.
like acres in Texas.
Actually,
been hearing
I was in
that.
Toronto filming What We Do in the Shadows, which
Yeah.
I wonder when that's coming out. And I was walking the streets alone, and I passed by a restaurant that had the front windows open,
Yeah.
and people were dining, and he was sitting at the table right in front of me,
Yeah, you
dining.
tell me that.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my God. And I was like, was that him? So I stopped and walked back, and maybe I was on my phone.
Yeah.
And I looked, and it was just him sitting there eating.
Oh, you didn't say hi?
No.
No. All right.
He was with other people. I wasn't going to be like, hey, if you don't remember me, I'm the, I don't know.
But I just want to, because Chuck, he downloaded this shit into his brain, right? Like
But
he didn't.
the government tried to do something, it didn't go right, and he was stuck with it, and he was the only access point of the data.
Right, but it's not the same thing.
It's not the same,
I love Chuck. I
But it
never even put
reminds
that in
me
my head
instantly of
together.
the two.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
With the Severance, it's, dude, I'm telling you, like, watch it immediately.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it's so
But would you
trippy.
guys sign up for that? Like a separate mind for work and
Well, here's the thing.
No.
Like I said, you don't really understand the implications by me just telling you, because that's all I knew about it when I
Yeah.
started watching it, just that one fact. And in my head, I immediately projected it to be something different. It's like kind of like a mystery, kind of really cool, like it's almost like a sci-fi mystery weird
Wow.
thing. But when you get to work, you have no idea who you are outside of work. You don't know if you're married, if you're
Right.
poor, if you're rich, where you don't know anything. And you only can like wonder what your outside self is like.
But is it that thing where you're like, because you know how like when you ever think about shit you've said while drunk or something like
Oh,
that,
yeah.
or you've been in a situation like, the older I get, the more, and when I was young, I would say stupid shit when I was drunk. But like as I get older, I grew more trust in myself. Where the next day I would be like, oh, what the fuck did I say last night? And then I would be like, I didn't say it. What, I know me. I didn't say anything that bad. I wonder if like, would I have faith? Because the immediate concern would be like you're doing something horrible for a living, right?
Well, because when you sign up for it in the real world,
Yeah.
it's secretive what you're doing in there. People don't know. And so like there is a contingent of people that think it's unethical to take the job at this place because you really don't know what you're signing over to do. So there's that little component going
But you
on.
have to have faith in yourself that even divorced of who I am in this moment. That's
Sure.
still me, and I would be unwilling to do things that were wrong. You got to hope.
Right.
Not like, well, they divorce my home life and suddenly I'm a monster.
Right. But dude, yeah, exactly. But even just the opening scene, it's like one of those movies.
Yeah.
The opening scene, you're like, whoa, like this is cool.
How's the fashion? Is it on point?
I'll tell you, the fashion is
That's all I care about now when it comes to
fashion
TV
in
shows.
certain places is somewhat purposely distinct.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm also trying to figure out. I don't want to give any spoilers away,
Okay,
and I don't want to
yeah.
ruin anything for you.
Yeah.
But like, I would rewatch the first 2 episodes with you.
Wow.
Swear, just to sit down and like be able to say all the stuff that I was thinking to you.
All right.
Because she fell asleep, and then also she doesn't like to talk during stuff.
Yeah.
But I like to pause and be like, "See now, what do you think's happening?"
Yeah, I love pausing.
Like, 'cause, right?
Love
and talk
pausing.
about it. I don't like. She says talk about it after.
I do it during.
I'm gonna forget about. I'm gonna forget about everything after. I want to talk right now in anticipation of what I think and see if I'm right or not.
Yeah, it's part of the fun.
It's part of the fun.
Yeah, I've been in relationships. I've gotten complaints about the pausing.
Yeah, I know. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, I'll go like, if I pause it, she's like, oh come on. But I'm like, would you mind pausing for a second?
Okay.
And then she'll be like, she'll pause and be like, what? And I go, I'll either be like, what do you think? Well, let me tell you what I think. And then she's like, Then we start again. But then every once in a while, when she wants to say something, I'm like, what are you doing? You're going against your own thing here. You're pausing?
Love is a battlefield.
Yeah, so that was good. We had a little fill-in up. I think you're going to be back next week or possibly again soon.
Yeah.
Because we're going to record one more. Where that falls in a release date, we don't know.
Spread
but
me out.
yeah, anything you want to plug at all or anything like that?
No, just tell them Steve Dave and
Tell them Steve Dave is your podcast.
Podcast. Yeah, I always assume people know, I guess, but I've been doing for 2 years. I realized the last time I was like, why don't I ever mention that? But I've been doing a radio show for like 2 years now on Maker Park Radio. Remember Tom Ferry? We went to high school with Tom Ferry.
Yeah.
So him and his wife started a nonprofit internet radio station, and about 2 years ago, I started doing like a weekly show with them. I've since kicked it down to the first Monday of every month, just because I scheduled
A weekly show with who?
just myself, just music.
Oh, you said you did with him.
No,
Tom
with
Ferry.
them on Maker Park Radio. Yeah, it's
Oh,
a
you're
Staten Island.
choosing music.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
just it's
cool.
like a straight up
Oh, that's
DJ thing.
You have to do it live?
No, you can do it live if you want to do it from the studio, but I find that doesn't work for us. So I'll just record. I'll record in real time, listen to the songs and everything, and then just send them.
But
the
what are you
file.
recording?
Just DJ shit, man.
No. I mean, like the
Like, I'll
songs
play the
coming
song.
from where?
My computer.
Oh, so it's digital file.
It's digital.
So
yeah.
you're loading just kind of like almost like a playlist, but you're playing it.
Yeah.
But you don't mix. Do you speak?
Yeah, I'll do a song. It's like
it's like old
just
school, like terrestrial radio?
show. That's it.
He's doing the bumpers. He's doing
I'm
the
just doing the
bumpers.
bumpers, or like I'll talk about a
Oh,
song.
so you're like
or-
that was Free
Yeah.
Falling by Tom Petty. That was off the 1972.
I don't really do that,
Matt
but yeah,
Pinfield.
that my version of that, which is more like
a big happy birthday to Grant.
yeah, and I've been doing that, and now it's the first Monday of every month.
So what are the kind of things you say in between the songs?
I'll talk about the song, or why
So you
I
have
picked
to
that song.
Okay, but
or
so you
something.
don't have to know about the, or are you actually pulling up the wiki of the song and being like, oh, this
No,
sold 100
no.
million? Okay,
No, you know me. I don't like putting much prep work. on
right.
shit.
So
yeah.
so when you say you talk about it, it's just on a
just
very
be like,
surface level.
This is why this is why I like that song. Or I'll talk like a show I did. Like I went to visit my parents in the Villages, which is like this giant retirement community in Florida.
Nice.
And I just kept a list of all the songs that I heard was down there. So that show was like, well, these are songs I heard in a retirement community in Florida.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, and I would just talk about where I was when I heard it and who was listening to the song. So it's like, every show's a
And
little
it's
different.
2 hours. That's a lot of songs.
hours.
That's a lot of songs.
It's a lot. That's why I went to once a month, because it was like doing
Wow.
I did it every week for a long
Well,
time.
how do you listen?
Go to it's on the internet, just makerparkradio.
Maker?
Maker, yeah,
Park.
Maker Park. Yeah, this
Radio.
and they do.
Are you archived?
Oh yeah, you can listen to. Also, it's called the R&H Beer Radio, because what happened was the beer company used to have a radio show in New York City, so I brought it back, the R&H Beer
that's
Radio
dope.
program, for that. But I'm thinking, yeah. So there you go. So I figured, it might give them a bump because they're nonprofit. You could play whatever song you want on it because it's a nonprofit.
Oh,
Which is kind of
sick.
cool. Yeah, so it's like
That's
there's
fun.
no worries.
How
about
do
it.
you get listenership?
Well, for me, it's just post it. But people listen to the radio. So like people just put it on all day and just listen from show to show to show.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Like they got some people who are better than me on way better than me on there. But
The That's cool.
Maker Park Radio. Check that out.
Radio. So every first Monday, the RNHP radio program.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, two things. One, come see me at the Beacon Theater on May 14th in New York City.
That's a big one.
It's a big one. Some surprise guests going to be coming out.
Is that me?
And well, no, but you can come too.
Oh, okay, cool.
I mean, all the more better.
Well, I'll be at the show.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah,
Brian Quinn will be there.
Yeah. Well, who's coming out?
There's a couple of surprise guests hitting the stage. They wanted
Openers?
me to keep it a surprise.
Oh, whoa.
But I'm gonna keep it a surprise until I think it shouldn't be anymore. Maybe
Depending on ticket sales.
it's selling really well. So it's gonna sell out. They say so.
Yeah.
So it should be fine. But we were like, should we really push and try to do like 2? I don't think I'm gonna do 2. I don't want that pressure. You know. But
Yeah.
Anyway, May 14th at the Beacon, May 21st at San Diego, and May 22nd in Los Angeles at the Wiltern Theater. Those are big. I don't know when this is coming out, but if it's not April 15th and 16th yet, Louisville and Evansville, and April 23rd and 24th, Oklahoma City and Tulsa. And then the merch is out. And I don't know when this is coming out either, but you go to my website at salvulcanocomedy.com and you go to the store, and that'll be a link to all my solo stuff and then the podcast stuff if it's out now too, Taste Buds and Hey Babe. And yeah, that's great. This has been Hey Babe.
Hey, babe.
Don't be a fake, don't be a flake, don't run away from your feelings, babe.